Hello, guys. Welcome to Just a Thought with me, Pia. I just want to come in and do a quick check in, a quick reflection check in. It is February 16th. We are 50% through quarter one. Can you believe that? Woo, it feels to me, it's like we're at June. I do not know why. Maybe because of all the new transitions that is happening with the new year and all the things that is happening with just me as an individual with learning new different things this season. It's been crazy. But because today is a holiday here in the States, it's a rest day for everybody, and I am doing just that, taking a rest. Hopefully, you are doing the same. And I wanted to come on here to just say thank you for reading my articles, which right now, majority of them are poetry. And I'm just so proud of myself to be able to give you guys the poetry that's been flowing out of me. It is phenomenal. I do have reflection pieces that shift your minds with writing practices. I haven't gotten to get that stuff up just yet, but please be patient with me, okay? Because it's a lot. Mother is learning so much this season with social media, being on Substack, doing a podcast. It has been truly a learning experience for me. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for supporting um, my news articles. Thank you for listening to my mini clips for the podcast. Thank you for those who actually listen to the podcast. It's been fun making them. And this podcast, this episode 11, rebranding patriarchy, was really a special and fun episode. Marie, a friend of mine, came on to join the show, and we had so much fun, keying, bringing humor to some very grown adult topics. Okay. So if you haven't gotten a chance to watch the episode, please feel free to listen to it on Substack, listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, and or YouTube. So thank you. But rebranding patriarchy, if you do not know, this episode hold dear because we are in a modern day trend where we are seeing mass media with the propaganda of have a soft life. And what the episode is about is for you, the audience, to reflect on one, what is a soft life? Two, is a soft like rebranding patriarchy? Is it just the same patriarchy system underneath a new code word as a soft life? And how can you incorporate that into your relationships, real relationships, be it platonic or not? And how does that suit you and this individual that you're in a relationship with? Because it's always great to have language, but the most important part about language is making sure that you have syntax, you have meaning to that language for you. You know what it is that you're looking for. You know what it is that you are desiring in these relationships. You know how you want to show up in those relationships and how to have a healthy partnership, because ultimately that is the goal in life, for us to have healthy partnership, be it platonic, relational, romantic, or be it community, family. So we talk about different areas of rebranding patriarchy and how the soft life mass media is marketed to us, and how women can actually use the information to their advantage to serve them on an individual level. Because my understanding of what a soft life is may be different from what your version of a soft life is, and that's okay. You are allowed to have your own opinion in your life, and no one can cross over your fence and tell you that it is wrong. It fits for you, if it's comfortable in your family dynamic, if it's comfortable in your relationship dynamic, and it fits in your friendship, platonical relationships. So no other individual have the right to tell you that you are doing it wrong. B, you should change it. And C, you need to throw it out the window because their way is the right way. We have autonomy. And that's what this episode is all about, allowing women to know that they have, and men, they have autonomy. Because why not? You are a human, you are an individual, and you have the right to be free in your autonomy, be free in your humanity, and you have the right to choose what fits you. So, if you haven't already, go check out episode 11, Rebranding Patriarchy, because when I tell you it is nothing but ha-has and kikis for a heavy topic, I promise you, there will not be one topic, one subject matter that you will not feel like you can relate to the content. So again, I welcome you to please go out and support my show. Go out and please support my show because the work of doing a podcast, of writing a news article, of doing the social media marketing, it is a lot of work and commitment. And so I have dedicated my personal time to be able to give you, the audience, the tools necessary to make those decisions. You don't need to outsource your life to someone else. You have autonomy inside of you. We are all gifted with a divine intuition of an inner knowing. We just have to be willing to tap into our state of consciousness. Consciousness is a choice that we choose every day, just like we choose to be around a certain friend group, just like we choose to be in a certain industry, just like we choose who we will and will not follow and allow into our ear gate. We are filled of choices. And so support the show because I am helping you navigate those choices if you didn't know that you have them and giving you permission to validate your personal experience. Because we have so many messagings outside in this earth called life. Hello, Tim. How are you? We are talking about rebranding patriarchy, self-reflection, and just catching up for the week. We have so many different choices that we can make every day. And sometimes those choices that we make, it can be overwhelming. And so we make no decision. And that's why this episode was so important because I am helping you to make the power of choice in your life. And as I said before, it was filled with so much laughter. Yes, it's a heavy topic, but it was filled with laughter to hold space for the heaviness that dealing with the patriarchy system can feel like. It can feel like a lot of pressure to pick one side over the other. And then it feels like there's no middle ground where it gives you freedom of choice to pick neither if that's what works for you, your tribe, your partnership, and your platonic relationship. So how was your week and where do you guys stand in your reflection? How was your family time this week? How was your personal reflection time this week? Are you well rested? Did you have healthy community connection? Did you get yourself out there? Did you turn off social media and have a detox day? Okay. As you guys know, Self-Care Saturday is one of my favorite things to do. Okay. And so a part of that self-care that I give myself, social media is not part of that. It's not a part of that at all for me. At all. It is getting into this space with social media is very fairly new for me. So I don't have such an attachment style as most people have towards social media. And getting to be in my own personal space and spending time with myself is very important. And I hope that you see that it is the same thing for you. You need time to turn off somebody telling you that your life isn't perfect. You need time away for somebody telling you that you need one more new gadget. You need time away for somebody telling you to go do this 5-step plan that's going to make you get rid of worry. You need time away from those advertisements because when you are allowing so many people to speak into your ear gate, like what you were physically listening to, it can weigh you down and you begin to lose a sense of self. And self is you. It's that identity that you have with your higher self that knows right from wrong, that can determine, that has a discernment to lead you in the direction of the path that is right for you. And it is also that inner reflection of love, how you see love, how you feel love, how you experience love with yourself. So, making sure that you are having your detox moment away from outlets that is pushing their own agenda. Okay? It's very important. And that's what it's like being here on this platform. It is teaching you that self reflection is not something that you need to be afraid of. It is not something that you use for in case of emergency. Okay. It is about making it a practical lifestyle in your everyday life. And that's what I love because it's a cognitive skill that we did not learn as children. Okay. Unless your parent is a PsyD or PhD in psychology, right? So that's what self reflection is, what it is in a nutshell. And so, as I said, I wanted to come on here and to spend time chatting with you guys about the reflections that you guys have for this week because, again, we are 50% into this new year. We are 50%, well, not into the new year. We are 50% into quarter one. So I want to know if you guys have been committed to your goals. Did you fall off from your goals? Did you just drop them all together? Where are you with your word of intention if that's what you set for yourself? And what is the one word that grounded you for this year? So I'll go first for myself. My word for this year was pressure. Okay. It was the perfect word for me to pick for this year because last year, doing all the things felt like a lot of pressure. This was very new for me. As I mentioned, being in this space is very new, and there's a lot of learning curves to this process. And it can feel like pressure of trying to consume it all, do it all, be on top of it all, come out of the gate swinging with the marketing and all the things that people are doing, right? So, and even with writing articles for Substack, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of went a little like overboard. I spent like 2 weeks and wrote 12 articles. I don't know what the heck I was thinking, not even gonna lie. It was overkill. Even for me, I'm not gonna lie, it was overkill because now I had written these 12 articles. I had to plan time to do the editing, to work with somebody else scheduled to do the editing, to rewrite if I had to rewrite, then do the marketing, do Canva markups. It was all these little pieces. Excuse me. It was all these little pieces that was into this process that I just was not expecting. I thought that writing on Substack was going to be one, two, three, something cute and sweet, and it quickly became a job. Like, it quickly became a job. I did not expect that. I thought that this was just going to be a fun hobby that I could add along my author's journey. And no, it was not that at all. This became 6 to 5 or whatever it is. Like it became a whole nother job that I'm like, this is not passive. This is work. So for 2026, I knew that I was going to do a word of intention. I was going to do a word of the year. And that word of the year was pressure, because that's what I felt like. I was under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to meet these invisible deadlines that I gave myself. But I wanted to show up in this space with commitment and action. because I know that I'm introducing something new that isn't um, considered quote unquote normal in a self help development space, but it actually is when it's on the therapeutical side of it. That the root in most psychology, therapy, coaching practices is that the clients do not have a high level of self reflection, and therefore, by them lacking reflection, it makes the transition what they're going through to be harder because they don't want to face themselves. But I knew that coming into this space that because I was introducing a term that's associated with observation and analyzing, that I had to spend time branding it, positioning it, and talking about it in a way that feels familiar without feeling like work. It is a lifestyle. When you make something a lifestyle, it's fun. You go to the gym. You think about that. That's a part of your lifestyle. If you go for a walk every day, that's a part of your lifestyle. If you love journaling like I do, it's a part of your lifestyle. If you enjoy going to that coffee shop every Monday at a certain time, it has now become a part of your lifestyle. It's a routine that you give yourself to feel loved, to feel seen, feel heard, and to feel safe in your body. And so I wanted to come on and introduce self-reflection and market my brand that way because that's what it is and my brand represents me. And why not be your own obsession, right? We obsess over everything outside of ourselves and we forget to put ourselves on that to-do list. And that is leads to burnout, it leads to exhaustion, it leads to feeling unseen, unrecognized. Why? Because there's so much output that is happening outside that internally your mind and your body is processing it as if you are not physically, emotionally in tune with self. So it's retraining yourself as an adult that you are here with yourself, that you are safe, and that life is not as threatening as it appeared to be. We get to choose how we want to show up and respond in real big moments of life. So it's never easy. You do not have to walk this reflection road alone because each writing piece, whether it be a full article or poetry, I'm writing the poetry in a way that makes you think. And it's easy to think when you have information that is available and that is readable and straight to the point. So I've always think about those things as I am writing. If this information I'm giving you guys if it covers those three things. I'm mindful of that because guess what? As the practitioner, I'm also the student. And I'm never not in a student seat. And I love that for myself because I'm not saying that I'm an expert. I don't want to be because that means that I'm not allowing myself to grow. And when you make yourself the expert in something, you're not allowing yourself to grow. So, as the practitioner, I give myself freedom, room, and space to continue to grow. And so, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to give yourself permission to continue to grow because that's what human evolution is about. It's about growth. We have 4 seasons in a year, and we are seeing the beauty of life happen in those 4 seasons. You will never hear winter tell summer you don't get to grow. It's not going to happen. So, why do that with yourself? Just be mindful of that. So, take it easy on yourself. Be mindful of the information that you're intaking, how long you're intaking, and the messaging that is being sent to you. I actually just watched a podcast today, which that is one of the things that I love to do. I really do. I enjoy podcast Saturdays, but I was reading a book on Saturday. So because I was finishing up my book and the book I was reading was James, really did recommend you guys read that book. It was freaking awesome and the narration was spot on point. But I didn't get to do the podcast on Saturday. So today I spent a little bit of time of doing the podcast, watching podcasts, and filming a podcast. It's like I filmed my own podcast that went way over the time, and then when I got out, I was like, okay, now let me watch someone else's podcast. Some of the favorites that I enjoy, and either way, in the episode, if I'm not mistaken, they were talking about the programming. They're mentioning about the programming and the messaging of how social media is doing what social media do. It's marketing in a way that makes you feel like you are not enough and you need this 10-step program. You need the $250 facial mask, right? You need these things that really don't add any fulfillment on the inside. And one of the guys, he's from England. No, he's from France. He's from Europe, but he's from France. And his name was Alan D. The Bottom. Researches information. He has a ton of books. I discovered him this past weekend, and this man is so freaking smart. He incorporates philosophy with psychotherapy. And when I just say chef's kiss, I love someone who does the research, the little science in me, girl. I love when people do research, okay, backed by facts and data. And then I also love the part of humanity, lived experience, because lived experience has just as much value as research. So the two does go in hand. One is never over the other, at least in my case. So what do you guys think about that? Is research more prevalent in your life over lived experience, or is lived experience more prevalent than research? But either way, he mentioned how in Europe culture that life is going to be shit. You know that it's going to be it. You know that you do not have control over it. So they incorporate laughter. They laugh their way through the moments of, I can't control. But here in the US, because we have this, I want to climb my Everest type of a mentality, end or be all, I have to be the number one. We have this hustle culture that drains our mental health, which is why we have high levels of mental distress. And I thought that that was fascinating that he talked about that. In the US, this culture, this mindset of can't stop, won't stop has created a mental health disorder within our society and what's inside our culture. And that's why we talk about therapy so openly versus in Europe, they don't talk about therapy openly because they essentially understand that life is going to not always go as planned, that there are forces outside of their control, and that the things that are within their control that they're doing their best. And fourthly, I can laugh my way through the fucked up moments. And I love that when he said that because why not? Why not bring some humor to things that are fucking heavy, that are outside of your control, and that feels like a ton of fucking bricks. Yes, there are appropriate moments of healthy dosage of laughter. And then there's moments where it's like, okay, I don't want to laugh. I just need somebody a safe landing that I can go and talk to somebody to and with. So finding that balance within yourself, it matters. It matters more than you think. So if you are going through that, I want you to find one thing that you can laugh at today and one area in your life where maybe this I can't laugh away and I might need to go speak to somebody about because I need a soft place to land. And that's okay. The two things can coexist together. You don't need one over the other, right? If you are American, do know we don't like to live in the gray, I myself included, right? I'm a part of this culture, even if I don't be on social media because I got a lot of messaging early on in my 20s, in college. So you develop a sense of what society has said is correct and what is wrong, and you internalize that into your life. And now that I'm much older and a little bit wiser, I see that the programming has harmed me and us in a way that is hard to recover from if we are not consciously aware. And awareness is more than somebody hurt me or I want to blame. It's being aware of your own actions, is being aware of your choices, and is being aware of how you respond in life. So be mindful when you say that you are aware. Are you aware that somebody did something wrong to you? Are you aware that you cut somebody off? Those are two different awarenesses. Are you aware that your tone affects your partner? Or are you only aware of how your partner is treating you? Get that discovery. So reflect on those tidbits that I gave you because it will help you in your life to be more consciously aware of the choices and decisions that you are making. Okay? Listen, I'm here to help you because that was good. Give me a thumbs up. Okay? That was good on that was good. And so today I'm just so appreciative of number one, getting up this morning and having my time to myself because it's important that I have my slow mornings. Is very important for me because I have a lot that be going on and doing. And so having time to connect with myself is very important for me to start my day. I had to finish my podcast production because I don't have a team of people. Okay. I am not one of those girls that got like 20 people working on the back of me. Okay. It's just me. And I had to, and meanwhile, the podcast was going to be filmed today. While I waited to the last minute, again, I had some unexpected events that happened. So it just got done when it got done, but it got done. It was the point. It didn't matter if it was the last hour or if it was 2 days ahead. I got it done. Okay. And I'm happy that I got it done. And the show came out so good. Oh, like this show came out so good. It definitely went over my 1 hour because I love sticking into the 1 hour framework. It's easier on me to edit, right? However, we did go over a lot, but we did have a lot of moments where we both had to stop because she had things going on her background. I had things going on mine. And life was life, and we welcomed life to life. We didn't feel the need to feel ashamed or blame or even frustrated with ourselves. We just refocused. We checked in with one another, made sure that we were okay. And then was like, you ready? Okay, I'm ready. Let's get into it. Like we was getting in there. And yes, we talked about something that was extremely heavy. We talked about grief. And grief can feel heavy, especially in this climate of today where there's so many environmental circumstances that are happening, and that can weigh on our um, mental and emotional wellness. So I did my best to bring the humor. Okay, you know how I'm gonna do. You know your girl gonna be doing what you do. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the things because I want to bring laughter into these moments. And so, yes, your girl was doing all the things, honey, to make sure that it was a well-rounded show. Okay. I definitely thought about you guys as the audience. I thought about myself and what it is, how I would want to see content being created. And the guests came in so patient with me as I was making jokes as she was talking. She was like, okay, this is new. She was like, the hell's going on here? Like you're laughing and this and that. And I was just like, no, this show was about the bringing self-reflection, but in a humorous way. So she was a good sport, and I do appreciate Desiree. She was such a good sport about it. Like at first it was throwing her off. Like this is new, but she got into the rhythm of how Just a Thought is and what the show is about. And so I just appreciate her just showing up with her fullness, sharing her story because she went through some traumatic different things that were happening simultaneously, and trying to get through those transitions was really difficult for her. And what I loved about her that I appreciate about the most, she gave practical tips. And I love when a guest can come in as the expert and bring in tips and not be afraid to share those tips with you, the audience that's watching at home. Sometimes we don't want to go to therapy. We don't necessarily trust the next impact coach, right? We done did all the things. Some people are financially just over it because they're just paying for things that didn't give them real value. People are just giving misleading information. And now that ChatGPT and AI is doing what it's doing, everybody's a damn guru. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're a guru in what? Like, I'm sick of it. So you're scared of the information that's being delivered out there. And so when you're on Just a Thought, I want you to feel safe in my hands. I want you to feel safe to come and lay and laugh and share an experience with us because that's important to me. I am you and you are me. We are humans, and humans thrive on connection, feeling seen and being heard. And so I want you to feel that when you join the show and when you watch a clip, when you read an article, when you see a note, I want you to feel like there's a corner in this earth that somebody understands me because you are not alone. Your biggest obsession needs to be you. And I stress that because you spend so much time in your human body more than anybody else ever will get to know you. So you might as well enjoy you, love you, appreciate you, be whole with you, respect you, and honor you. That is the best way to live a whole, well life, having a fullness of thyself. Okay, it is a wonderful place to be. We do not have to be scared of ourselves. We do not have to be afraid to unearth some difficult moments. Understand that it's going to be hard because you've never been here before. And you can release the voice of I should, which doesn't make no violence. How the hell can you should? No, 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 no. Do not should over yourself, which I learned today. Thank you, Desiree, for the should, as she says. So it was a really good show, a really good time. This month is dedicated to love. Okay. I love love. Everything about love is just beautiful. And so the month of February, if you've been paying attention to the theme, it's been about love in different ways, in different cultures, in different age gaps, in different human parts. And I loved how I was able to incorporate love in all the different various forms that I did for this month. And so I'm excited for you guys to actually see the remaining of this month. It's going to be great. It is great. Um, I'm not sure. I think I actually already did the Canva markup. Sometimes I do Canva markups ahead of time and then I forget that I did them. So be patient with me, y'all. M- Listen, be trying to get it together. It's okay. Just bear with me. We're gonna get it there. But it was wonderful to see people come around and support and join the show to give you guys a good show of entertainment, of reflection, and of growth. And I love that for us at Just a Thought with Pia because it's really important to have that. So continue to watch what is happening with Just a Thought. Continue to follow me on social media. I do have a TikTok, a Threads, and an Instagram. I'm not so great at posting on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. I get lost. Like 1 minute I'm doing it, next minute it's like, okay, I got like 20 persons on TikTok and nothing on Instagram. But I am doing my best to be, I don't even want to say consistent, to be mindful of Instagram. It's just that Instagram requires you to do this long ass caption. And it's like, okay, enough with the fucking writing. Like, enough. I write all that. Hear me, I'm tapped out. you know, this is not AI. This is me. So I get fucking mentally and emotionally exhausted with the writing sometimes. So that's why I'm not really consistent with Instagram, but I'm always consistent with my videos on TikTok because technically all I have to do is put a hashtag and off to the races it goes. And convenience works for me. Anything extra that adds is a depletion, and I'm trying to figure out how does this actually even fit into my damn life, okay? I want to work smart, not hard, okay? I'm telling you, my professor told me that in college, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so genius." And it's always stuck with me. I'm always trying to find a way to work smart, not extremely hard. Like, yes, there are going to be moments in my life where I have to work hard at something, sure. But there are other moments where I don't have to take the long route. I can find the path that is least resistance and it flows and effortlessly. And TikTok does that for me. It just flows right into the things of what I need. It's in and out. Um, Substack, I'm going to say I do Substack is you don't really have to post on her. I just really do notes. So I do write a note a day. That is convenient for me because once I know what my video is going about, I can easily write up a note from that. So that's a little bit of convenience for me as well. As I said, when it's one person trying to operate 6 media platforms, it gets something is going to get lost in that transition. It just is. So this year was supposed that was one of my goals to not only to release the pressure, that was my word of the year, but one of my goals was to utilize only 3 social media platforms instead of using so many. Last year I used 6 and it felt like, well, just why? I'm just not gonna lie to you. Just why? Like, you don't even know how to use social media, girl. And then you done came out here and just banged out 6 of them. Too much, too much. And it just caused so much pressure. So that was the reason why I had picked release the pressure, honey, because baby, all the things was just too much for mother. Okay. But we got through. We got through. So we gonna see because we already 40 something days into this year. And I'm like, whew, feel like this. I'm telling you, I feel like I've been running a marathon. I feel like I've been running a marathon. I'm not gonna lie. It really has. So just speaking to the transitioning from an audio podcast to a video podcast to doing clips, just all the things. And then career transitioning in my own life is just a lot is happening. And so I'm asking the divine to hmm, says, I need you to figure this out because it's a lot here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I know that when I'm getting overwhelmed, it's time for me to take a break. I know how to reflect to ground myself back into my present moment of now. And I know how to just be like, you know what, maybe I'm just feeling like I need a tantrum today. And so I'm going to give myself a bitch fit because I feel like doing that. Sometimes that just makes me happy that I'm just throwing a tantrum. And so I give myself permission to just throw a bitch fit because it makes me feel great. And I like that. There's no pressure about how to do your life. It's what works for you. As long as you are spending time with the reflection part to get to the self-soothing that you need for yourself, that is what is most important. So I want to do a quick little mindset shift today. So bear with me here. Here are some of the things that I've written down that we can shift our mindsets from and to get into a place of clarity. One of the words that we love using here is, this is hard. I can't do it. Number one, it's hard because this is your first time doing something. So, of course, it's going to feel like friction, right? And I can't do it. You are already putting up resistance and you're already putting up a struggle when you say, I can't do something. And so your body sees this new, maybe potential threat as a threat because of the language that you have circled around this opportunity. So the mindset shift that we are now going to take together is this is challenging, but growth comes with challenges. If you are not making mistakes, you are not learning. So see it as I need to make mistakes in order to grow. Okay, I love that. I love that for you guys to really see it that way because we don't need to be perfect out the gate. I know that the mass media pushes this perfection, but that's lies. They had to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. We are in agreement. The next one that I written down was I've got a long way to go to be the person I want to be. Again, you're seeing distance in the future. And because you are not seeing it or recognizing it in the moment of now, your body says, this is taking too long. And the resistance starts to become, well, I don't want to move because this is taking too long. You didn't recognize that you actually started. And do you know how hard that was to start? And you need to celebrate yourself. Okay, let's clap it up for you starting. Okay, just little mind shifts like that. So the shift is I come so far and grown so much from who I was. Remember, that other version of you was in the past, right? In this moment, you are what is the becoming, the unfolding, the learner, the person that's going to transition, the caterpillar that's going to cocoon into what? A butterfly. So, love that for you. Another mindset shift, and this is our last one, is I'll never reach my goal. My dreams are out of reach. Never means stop. It's like saying, I can't do it. You've already created this level of resistance. You already created a struggle internally with inside of yourself. So your mind receives those signals as threats. And that's when the fight or flight response kicks on. So you have to learn how to be your own self-soother because that's what understanding thyself is all about in self-reflection and awareness of self that if I use these words are being weaponized against me, and I don't want to use language and words that is going to create resistance and a struggle with inside myself. So the mindset shift is anything is possible and I can do amazing things just taking one step at a time. I love that for you. You hear me? Love, 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 love that for you. Why? Because when we break things down in small, manageable goals, things start to get done. But when we see all the steps of where we're trying to go to, just seeing all the things can put pressure around you, and that creates a resistance. And you start to feel defeated by the astronomical steps that you see before yourself. But when you take a large goal and you break them down to small steps, you are more likely to have success in that area of your life because you are now strengthening your level of cognitive recognition that, hey, I can do hard things. And you need that. You need to validate yourself. Validation comes internally. It is not something that is external. So, my friends, thank you for coming to reflect with me. Thank you for being here with just a thought. Thank you for allowing me to hold your hand as you continue to be obsessed with yourself. Until next time, I will see you in the notes sections. Have a good day.